Hi, I'm Jenny. This is my channel, Designs with Paper. Thanks so much for stopping by. I have another trendy card to show you today. Mini slimline cards are also really hot in the card making world right now, and they fit into a regular 6-inch envelope, the kind that we get in the box by the gazillion at our big box stores. I also have a really large stamp and die set from Altenew that I've had forever and ever. It is really big. It is hard to fit on an A2 size card. It's possible, but difficult. And I thought maybe that would be a good fit for a mini slimline card. I did not speed up this video. It is all done in real time. I did edit out some of the fidgety parts that nobody wants to watch. You do not want to watch me cut apart 1,000 tiny pieces of foam tape, I promise you. This is also a card, or a set of cards, it's actually two. I did not plan a ton in ahead of time. So you'll see what that looks like. They're not all entirely my favorite because I didn't plan how things would go together, and so it's a little bit out there. However, they are really cute cards, and I for sure will be doing this size card again. It is super convenient. Everybody has this size envelope, and a lot of our larger dies will fit on these cards really, really well. Let me know how you feel about this size of a card, and I'll stick your name in a drawing to win this card, these two cards. Just give me a comment. Thanks for stopping by. So the cards I'm making today will fit into a regular business size envelope, and I am using these Altenew Big Thanks and Big Hello dies. And these dies are really big. They take up the most of the front of the card. The card base itself is a mini slimline card. That means it is 6 1/4 inches across the top and 3 1/2 inches top to bottom. I will be using a couple of Altenew layering stamps and this Hero Arts heart die, and I used some Altenew mini ink cubes for the flowers. Also, I have made envelopes with my We Are Memory Keepers 1, 2, 3 punch board to go with them, because who wants plain white envelopes, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is add a pattern paper piece to the front of the card. Now, this card is all done in real time. I did edit out all of the fussy parts, like cutting down the little tiny pieces of foam tape to put on the back, but everything else is real time. It has not been sped up. So this is me in real life. This pattern paper piece is 5 3/4 inches by 3 inches, both cards. And when I got all finished, I kind of wished I had picked more of a, so the yellow card, the yellow paper right there, I love that pattern. I love the gray, I love the yellow, I love the quatrefoil, but it kind of turned out to be a little bit loud for the card. I wish I had picked something that was just a little bit more muted, like the red circles on the other card. But whatever, we're just going with it because this is real life. So here's the dies, and I have all the dies already cut out, so you don't have to watch that either. And see, they're big. They're like almost as big as my hands. Plus, in that little pineapple tray, you can see I've got some hearts and some flower pieces and stems. And we're going to start with this hello card. And I don't have a plan in place other than the die cut and the hearts. That's it. So I've just got to figure out how this hello is going to fit, because it's kind of a slanted script. And look, it barely fits. It is like skin of my teeth on that card front. I don't know how I did this. And my first thought was, okay, liquid glue, here we come. And then I thought, hey, wait a minute. No, if I'm going to put these hearts on here, I have to have something else going on. So I pulled out my huge roll of double-sided foam tape. And I cut all that out because you don't want to see me cutting down those little teeny tiny pieces of foam tape or peeling off the backing, because that took a hot minute, let me tell you. Like, for real, I think I edited out like 7 minutes of footage between both cards, just cutting up the foam tape and taking the paper backing off. So now I have the die on there, and I don't push it down super hard because, which is a good thing, because hello, duh, you forgot where you're putting these hearts. Because like I said, no plan in play right now. So gratefully, because I hadn't pushed it down, really firmly, that die cut picked up easily, and I was able to layer that heart underneath the H on the hello. So now I just have to figure out how I'm going to get glue on the back side of that heart, because also, again, did think about things. I am using liquid glue, even though it's kind of my nemesis, because it allows me to slide that heart in there. If I used like my ATG gun or a tape runner, it wouldn't slide underneath there. The tape would catch. So sometimes, even though I make a mess with it, liquid glue is the way to go. Uh-oh, I think I did not put that one down a little too hard. But anyway, I got it up. See, it's been a long time since I made these cards, like I think before Christmas. So as I'm editing and voiceovering, I'm going, oh, shoot, why did I do it that way? Oh, man, why did I do that? So yeah, it's a little bit of a mystery what's coming next to me too. But anyways, we got all of the hearts on there, and I like how it turned out. I really like the size of this card. I think it gives a little bit something new to look at, and it's just cute. So I'm going to put a piece of copy paper on the inside for something to write on. And like always, I am using the reverse side of a paper that came out of my printer that I didn't end up needing anymore because paper has two sides. All right, so here's the second card. And this is the thanks card. It fits a little bit better. And there's that flower right there is from an Altenew layered peonies or something like that. And then I have some tulips from the layering tulips or layered tulips. I can't remember the name of it. I should have pulled it out and written it down, but I didn't. So that flower die is huge, and I love it. It is one of my favorite Altenew stamps. It is beautiful to stamp with its layering ink, but it's also really, really pretty to just color with color pencils or markers or watercolors, which I did that later. All right, so here we go again. Little tiny pieces of foam tape on the back of this die. You're not going to have to watch it all, I promise. It is painstaking. And then here I am, trying to peel off all of the backing to those little teeny tiny pieces of foam tape. Also painstaking. Painstaking. Oh my goodness, I can't speak English today. Okay, here we go. We're going to put this thanks die on there. And again, we're not going to push it down too hard, just enough to make it not slide around so we can figure out where we're putting these flowers. Pulling out my nemesis, my Tombow Mono. I love it. I hate it. I get so messy, but it works. And I really like that big peony underneath those letters. It kind of pulls the die off of that busy background. And this is kind of when I realized I wish I had used a different background paper, but we're already more than halfway through the video. There's no going back now. We're just going to make it work. So I'm just going to stick these leaves, and I haven't pushed that flower down really strong either. I want to be able to slide the leaves underneath it. I want to be able to rearrange it if I need to, and that is one of the good things, the blessings, I don't know, of liquid glue. All right, I have another peony from that same stamp set. It's a little purple one. And again, I just layered it with those Altenew inks, or layer stamped it with those Altenew inks that I showed at the beginning, and kind of wedged it down. I had to move the foam tape a little bit. Wedged it down underneath that thanks die on top of the yellow peony. I love yellow and purple flowers together. I love for any color combination, when you're talking opposite colors, I love purple and yellow together. Like red and green are great, but you think Christmas when you see that. Blue and orange, not my favorite, but yellow and purple, I love yellow and purple together. So now I'm moving on to these tulip dies. And same thing, I just kind of figured out right now in real life where they needed to go and layered them behind the word die. One thing about this card, when I got all done, there's a couple flowers that I wish I had left off, but they were there, they're on there, they work. We're just going with the flow. So I'm just figuring out where to put that flower stem, and I'm going to cut a little piece of foam tape here and stick it behind that tulip blossom. Oh, and on the side, tulip's also my favorite flower. I have purple tulips and yellow tulips planted in my flower bed in the front yard, and I cannot wait for them to come up in the spring. I need to cut the stem off a little bit because it's a little too long for the tulip top. I'm just laying it right there next to the tea in thanks. I'm going to add a little orange tulip right next to it. And it's kind of fidgety. I have to slide that tulip underneath the letters, and then I have to slide the tulip stem under the letters, and then I decide that the tulip stem is not going underneath those letters. It was just too much at that point. This was one of those days. I can tell by the color of sleeves that I'm wearing in the video. This is one of the days when I put on my big, huge sweatshirt hoodie dress that I got for Christmas that I love, 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 and probably did nothing play in my craft room. So I guess I didn't make these cards for Christmas. Yes, I did make them before Christmas because I got that Christmas gift before Christmas because my bestie who gave it to me was moving out of town before Christmas. So there we go. And that's the flower I don't like. I don't really love the yellow doesn't really coordinate very well. The stem on top doesn't really coordinate very well. But again, whatever. Now I have another sprig of leaves, there we go, leaves from the peony stamp set I want to add to that little purple peony just to kind of give it a little pop of color. So I'm going to lift up the thanks die. I am going to slide it underneath that little flower under the thanks die. And then I'm going to flip it over and cut off the edges because you can't have it hanging off. It won't fit in an envelope. All right, so after a little bit of a tidy up, see, look at all those little pieces of paper. Those are backing paper strips from that foam tape. Little teeny tiny pieces of paper. Yeah, anyway. I also put a liner inside that card so there was a white space to write on. And let me know what you think of this size card. Would you mail it out very often? Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.